Hello and welcome everybody, what is going on? So here is another manga pickup. So it's been quite a while, it's been roughly I think a month, and I'm not planning on doing these like a monthly thing. I really am not, but it just kind of turns out that this is like a monthly thing. But this month I guess you could say it's going to be a 2-month thing. There's going to be the month of November and the month of December. And it should be a very fun one. There's also a giveaway that I'm going to do, which I'll announce at the end. But let's actually have a look at like some of the manga that I picked up during this month. I'm going to start, I guess, with the biggest one, which is Uzumaki by Junji Ito. I don't know where you can actually properly see it. That's how it looks like. That's how big it is. I've not actually had a chance yet to read that. I've had it now for about a week or two, but I've not had a chance yet to read that. It was recommended to me by a few people. I've seen that like being recommended, you know, like horror genre and whatnot, and I thought, you know what, I don't really ever read or watch horror shows, horror animes, just the horror genre in general. So I thought, you know what, let's actually pick up something that people recommended. Let's pick up something where people said that the suspense would be amazing, where it would feel like a true horror, masterpiece. And that's why I picked up Uzumaki, which again looks like a proper hardbound cover. The art looks pretty good. I wouldn't say outstanding, but it looks pretty good. I mean, let me just give you one quick snippet, something like that. Or I don't know how well you can actually see that, but something like that, which looks very, very good, very good. But yeah, that's Uzumaki. Next up, let's actually start with something smaller. Next up, let me just move that to the side. Next up, we're gonna start with. What shall we start with? Yeah, let's start with this. Next up, we've got Toriko Manga Volume 1. Now, for those of you guys know, those of you guys who actually are on Discord, you obviously know my top 5 when it comes to manga. For those of you guys who are not on my Discord, well, my top 5 manga, and this is in order. But I'll give you the top 3 because everything else besides that doesn't really matter. But my top 3 manga: number 1, One Piece; number 2, Berserk; and number 3, Toriko. For me, it is the best battle shonen ever written. It is just outstanding. It is just marvelous, and it is just glorious. It is that good. It starts off relatively slow. The anime itself, isn't really too bad. It's a pretty good anime for at least like the first 4-5 arcs, and then like once the anime starts deviating from the actual manga, there's a lot of censorship as well in the anime. That's when you're starting to go like, okay, you need to read the manga, not the anime. Best thing is actually if you read both. If you read the manga and watch the anime. And this is me officially getting started now with collecting Toriko. I've wanted to do that for a while now, but there's been a few issues really. I wanted to actually wait until, let's say, there's a box set coming out, with the whole volumes coming out, but there wasn't. So then I decided, you know what, let's pick up Toriko. Art-wise, Toriko is very good. Art-wise, it starts off pretty nicely. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it is outstanding at the beginning, but it is very, very good. Let me just give you one example. Like, this is how it looks like at the start of the show, which again looks very, I don't know how well you can actually see that, but it looks very, very nice. Not outstanding. It is very good art, but it's not like, one of those. It's a weekly show. Again, it's a weekly show. It was a weekly show, finished unfortunately, but it was amazing. Has 2 of my favorite arcs in all of manga. And those 2 arcs are just awesome. So that's Toriko Volume 1. But I wouldn't start Toriko with just one volume, would I now? So I've also got Toriko Volume 19. Why 19 specifically? Honestly, I don't know. I think it was on sale. That's why I picked it up. I think it was like 10% off or 15% off. So I was like, you know what? 10%, 15%, I can't say no. I'll take those discounts all day, every day. So that's why we've got Toriko Volume 19, which is, if I compare the art, I mean, the art has changed a lot to this point, but considering what happens in this in this volume, there is not really that much art I can show. Besides, perhaps, I mean, that's you can't really see the difference between the beginning between the first chapter and this chapter. But I mean, I don't know. Does that tell you anything? Does that tell you anything? Yeah, that's Toriko Volume 19. It ends off. Like the last chapter, I've had a look at it, a quick look at it, but the last chapter ends off with essentially what I would call the start the start of this show, volume 20. Like, before that, the show, it had great moments, it has amazing moments, but like once you get to here, like after this point is when it really kicks off. When just like I would love to show that, but that kind of contains spoilers. But that is when you know that like the show is getting started. That is when you know that the show is officially, it's officially here. It is officially ready, and you know it's gonna be greatness. So that's chapter 170. That's roughly when I'd say that this, slowly from like this is a fun show. It's a fun show. It has some very good arcs until then. But like I'd say, after this, it's when it like starts pushing for like your top 5, your top 3. That's after this one. So that's Toriko Volume 19. And the reason why this manga volume pickup has taken so long, why instead of doing it say last week, perhaps why instead of doing it say earlier this week, it has taken until today, and that is because of this. Look at this glorious masterpiece. I know the reflection is kind of atrocious, but that is Toriko Volume 40. Toriko Volume 40, which was released last Thursday. It was released last Thursday, and I needed to get that because in here are my favorites, probably my favorite volumes of Toriko in general. But probably my favorite volumes of Toriko in general. It just has so much. I mean, that really doesn't tell you anything unless you actually know the show. Unless you're actually at this point. So this is not really a spoiler. The cover is not really a spoiler unless you're actually at this point. Otherwise, it makes no sense. Boy, let me just say this, right? Best character. Best character. But yeah, I love Toriko. I absolutely, like I said, my favorite battle shonen. It is top 3 shonen in general. Top 3 manga for me in general. I've not read a billion manga. I've read my fair share of manga though, so I wouldn't say I'm a novice in terms of manga, but Toriko just a special place for me. Just has a special place for me. Especially, I really want to show what's inside this volume, but that would be so spoiler. That would be like the most spoilerish out of all volumes. I mean, that's the latest one released. I think there will be like 42 volumes, perhaps 2 more volumes after this, and this is a treasure. This is a treasure, right? That's all I'm gonna say. This is a treasure. This is a masterpiece. If you've not read Toriko, do yourself a favor. Like I said, it starts off relatively slow, but for me, it is the best battle shonen. It is better than say Hunter x Hunter, which obviously many people consider their best battle shonen. And I just feel it's that good. I feel it is that good. And if you've not read it, try it out. Check it out. Check out the anime as well. I would say read both at the same time. Watch the anime and then perhaps read the corresponding manga chapters to that. And honestly, you will just ultimately enjoy it. You will absolutely love it. Yeah. But moving on from Toriko, we are going to, where are we going to go next? Let's go with this. We're going to go with, and it's kind of, this cover kind of contains spoilers. I put my hand over it, but that's One Piece manga chapter, that's One Piece volume 79. One Piece volume 79. And one aspect, I'll just put this out there right now. One aspect I don't really like about the One Piece volumes, the later ones, the newer ones, I should say, is that it all says New World up here. I don't know. It all says New World up here, whereas previously it had the arc names. It had to say Water 7 or Barati arc. It had that at the top. After the New World, it doesn't do that. It just says New World at the top. So a little bit of a letdown in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, this volume it has 795. It has manga chapter 795, which is perhaps the best. Is it? It is, isn't it? Come on, it is one of the best. It was the most hype moment in the manga community. One Piece manga chapter 795 called Suicide. The most hype moment I think we have had in the manga community. I would love to show you guys right now, but I am not. I really would like to, but due to spoilers, for those of you guys obviously not caught up with the One Piece anime or the One Piece manga, I can't show this. But it has so many good moments. This volume has so many good moments. Two of my favorite, and it is just awesome. It is just awesome. So that's my take on this volume. That is my take on One Piece manga chapter. I mean, like I said, it has a lot of good moments. It has very good moments. It is probably one of the best volumes you can get for One Piece. One Piece volume 79. That's One Piece volume 79. Next up though, we've also got One Piece volume 83, which I believe, I am 100% certain, is the latest One Piece volume until December 4th. I think that's when One Piece volume 84 comes out, with this 83. It has a... Yeah, it has a few good moments. I think like the second half of this volume is much better than like perhaps the first half. If I remember correctly, yes, I am remembering correctly. The second half of this volume is a lot better than the first half. It's kind of rare, you know, that where One Piece volume doesn't have a good ending. You know, a good ending to the volume where you just want to go to the next volume. It's kind of rare. And I mean, this volume, it starts off very good. The middle is okay, and then the end is just, the end is just really good. So overall, very good volume. Not as good as the previous one. I think this one is probably one of the best volumes, period, in One Piece. I mean, there's one other volume that I've got where I would say, it's equally as good, which was in my last One Piece pickup. I think that's One Piece, if I can see correctly, 58. One Piece volume 58 at the back there. But yeah, that's One Piece 83. And next up, I mean, that's enough for One Piece, I think. I've said One Piece like 10 times already, similar to Toriko. I said Toriko like 15 times already. Anyway, next up is Gintama Volume 5. Now, obviously, I've got the first 4 volumes, and now I've got Volume 5. Obviously, you've got the goat of all goats on this cover page. Just look at it. Just look at that goat. Catherine. Just look at that goat, Catherine. Yeah, it is... I've not read any of these yet so far, but I believe this goes to, like, from what I can tell, it's like episode, I'd say episode 40, episode 30, yeah, episode 35, I'd say, where you obviously have moments like, I mean, Gintama, can you really spoil with Gintama? Like, if I showed a panel, can I really spoil with that? I don't know, because Gintama is just one of those shows that just doesn't... My eyebrow is messed up, I don't know. But, like, Gintama is one of those shows where you can't really spoil anything, because it's all pretty much self-contained, So, even if I showed you, like, a page or whatever, I wouldn't really consider that a spoiler, which is just rare. But yeah, this is Gintama Volume 5. Let me just quickly show you guys something. Pretty much that's towards the ending. And I believe that was one of the four for something. Obviously not to say it, obviously that would be spoilerish. But that is Gintama Volume 5. And I wouldn't say last but not least, but last from like the smaller collection would be Case Closed Volume 1. I mean, Case Closed, some of you guys might call it, I call it Detective Conan. It's called Case Closed. And my only gripe with this, honestly, and I knew that going into this, so it's not like I bought it and I was caught off guard. But my only gripe with this is that the names are the English names. Detective Conan, aka Case Closed, obviously had an English dub, and they used the English names instead of the more instead of the Japanese names, instead of like the more familiar, the more global names. Like only the specific English dub had those names, so it's kind of a shame. But I mean, it is an English volume, so obviously, you know, that would be the case. But if you've got, for example, Rachel Moore. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that. That's Rachel Moore. Ran Marie. That's Ran Marie, aka Rachel Moore. And Shinichi Kudo is called Jimmy. Yeah. Again, I knew what I was getting into when I bought this volume because I knew that was going to be the case, aka case closed. But yeah, you know, volume 1, I'm... Now, with all of these things that I pick up, right? Toriko, obviously One Piece, Gintama, I buy them so I can obviously complete the collection. Right? That's the overall aim. You know, that's the ultimate aim, to complete the collection. Case closed. Recently, you know, they had their 1000th chapter. I'm kind of up to date with it, but I'm not. Like, I occasionally, like, I pop in, just like read 3 or 4 chapters, and then kind of, you know, just not read again for like another 20-30 chapters afterwards. So I kind of know what's happening. But the thing with Case Closed, if you haven't seen it, it's basically Gintama with cases. You know, everything is self-contained. The arcs in general is like, if you actually like looked at the episode list, and you've got like, say, 700 episodes, about 100 of them are actually, I wouldn't say canon, but 100 of them are story related. Which is, like I said, why I consider it like basically like Gintama with crime, because although you may see like you may see certain characters just appear, you know, here and there again, but like just primarily story related, there's probably like 100 of them. There's probably 100 episodes, 100 chapters, 150 chapters perhaps, that are actually, you know, story related, that are actually focused on the story. Nevertheless, buy it. It is probably number 4 on my list, or number 5 on my all-time favorite manga. Always number 4 and number 5 is always weird to me. Case Closed is definitely up there, and I think the other show that I would put on my top 5 would probably be Piano no Mori, which I've just recently read like a year ago or 2 years ago, and it was awesome. Piano no Mori actually gets a movie. Either a movie or no, I think an actual anime series next year, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm going to do a live reaction to it, despite me having read the manga. I normally don't do that, but just for that show, I'll take an exception. But yeah, Case Closed, Volume 1. And now, next, pretty much last but not least, we have got Solanin. Solanin. Yeah, they're both the same thing. They are both the same thing. I don't know what you can actually tell. Let me find which one it is. It's this one. This volume actually has an error. Like, not an error per se, but like, it looks like, I don't know how well you can actually see that on the camera, but it looks like there's like a line. It looks like somebody actually scraped it with a key or something. So I hit the people I got that from up, which was the book depository. I hit them up, sent them a picture about that, told them about that, and they instantly just sent me like a second one and said I can keep the first one, I don't have to return it. That was their mistake, and they'll send me a second one. So that's why I've got 2 volumes, and which is why there's going to be like a giveaway. Again, this one has an error. Like I said, I don't know how well you can see that. Probably the closer I get, the more you can actually see that. It has an error here. Like a line, you can actually feel that. So that's probably a good way to see it there, right there. You can actually see that. But I'm gonna give that away. I'm gonna give that away to anyone that is interested. Now, I was told that the reason I picked up Solanin was because somebody on Discord. Now, his actual name is somebody. His actual name on YouTube is somebody as well. And somebody on Discord said that he actually really enjoyed this one. That he always was a believer of that for a manga to really, or for a show in general to really grip you, for you to really appreciate. You need to have time. There needs to be time. There needs to be that dedication. There needs, so you get used to the characters. So you get used to what the characters do, to the trades and all that. And he said that this this manga kind of changes perspective. Because it is it's not short per se, but it's like it's I think 3 volumes or so. It's 3 volumes, and he said, just in those 3 volumes, I actually really loved it. I actually, considering I only really liked long shows, where I got used to the characters. I actually really, really liked this one, so that is why I picked it up. And now I've got two. And I'm giving one away. All you have to do is just comment down below in the description down below, and either join the Discord or follow me on Twitter, just because that way it would be much easier to actually contact you once you've actually won, and I'll just pick a random person. I'll just pick a random name. All you have to do is comment why you'd want to win it, or why you think that you deserve to win it. That's all there is to it. Very simple. And then either follow on Discord or join the Discord, or follow on Twitter, which both links are in the description down below. And yeah, simple, quick, easy, effective. But that's my manga pickup though, for, like I said, just going to be like a 2-month thing, November and December. So we've got Solanin, we've got Case Closed, aka Detective Conan, Volume 1. We've got Gintama Volume 5. We've got One Piece Volume 83. We've got One Piece Volume 79. We've got Tariko Volume 40, which was released last Thursday. We've got Tariko Volume 19. Tariko Volume 1. And Uzumaki Spiral into Horror by Junji Ito. Now that's my manga pickup for this and next month. 2 months in one. How many are there in total? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I mean, if you want to call it 10, because I've got it twice, sure, you can call it 10. But we've got 9, right? So we've got 9 volumes, and yeah, now I've got a lot to read. Now I have a lot to read. But this right here is the pile of books. And I will see you guys next time. Again, if you want to participate in the giveaway, all you have to do is just comment down below why you think that you should win it. And also follow either on Twitter at Mr. Axe Reacts, or join Discord, which the link is obviously in the description down below. But I will see you guys next time, and until then, peace out everyone, and have a nice day. Bye.